how I accidentally kidnapped my best friend and legit like almost went to jail. Literally like law enforcement, everything, the whole shebang. So I'm in like sixth grade, and the girl was in sixth grade too. But look, we both wanted to go to the strip. I'm from Vegas. We both wanted to go to the strip, and we had a little bit of money. At the time, my mom was she had just got out of jail in Oklahoma, but she had to live in a halfway house. In the halfway house, she was able to get a job, so she was able to send me money. So I had money, probably $25, but this is back in the 90s. Like, that was enough. That was enough. And then my friend, my little friend, she probably has some money too. Like, I don't know. So she asked me, like, hey, will your grandma take us to the strip? I'm like, no, my grandma ain't gonna take us to the strip. Girl, no, my grandma ain't gonna take us to. I said, well, your parents take us to the strip? She's like, no, my parents are not gonna take us to the strip. But we wanted to go to the strip, right? Because when you grow up in Las Vegas, the strip is forbidden. Like, you don't go to the strip. Unless your parents might take you to Wet n Wild, which was on the strip back in the day, or right off the strip. It was like right, or to the NASCAR casino because it had a roller coaster, or like there was a few circus, a little shady, always has been. But there was a few little things, but no, you don't just go to the strip. So we wanted to go. So we came up with a plan that we were going to tell my grandma that I was at her house with her parents and her, and that we were going to tell her parents that we were at my grandma's house. Listen, we have a blast. We had to take a couple buses, okay, because at the time, I think my grandma lived in like Summerlin. And so we had to take a couple buses, no problem. We were like, we had all the time in the world. I don't even know how we had all this time. We had all the time in the world. So we walking the strip. We having a good time. We went to the circus. I got my first henna tattoo. Oh, we went to the NASCAR casino and we got to ride the roller coasters. And that was like so fun. I just remember being like, we were just little adults. Like, I don't know what the heck. Like, what did people think when they saw these babies? Like, what? So at some point, I'm like, oh, okay, we should check in with my grandma and your parents so that they don't get suspicious. Mind you, back in the day, this is back in like 2000, 2001. So we're like, hey, we got to use the payphone, obviously. So we go to the payphone. She calls her parents first. Boom. She calls her parents and she's like something. She's speaking Spanish. And at the time, I used to speak really good Spanish in middle school, but I wasn't there yet. But I knew. Oh, I knew. And she looks over at me and she goes, she knows. She's talking about her mom. I was like, she didn't even have to translate that. I mean, I could tell. So she gets off the phone. She tells her parents where we are. We have to stay put. She gets off the phone. She says, here, call your grandma. I said, nah, I ain't calling my grandma. My grandma black. I ain't doing that. No. What we didn't know was that her parents went to my grandma's house to check on their child. And when their child wasn't there and they figured out that we had lied and canoodled, they called the cops. The police were out in Las Vegas looking for us. Do y'all hear me? The police were looking for y'all. So my grandma didn't drive because somebody had hit her in a long time ago, and they were drunk driving, and their child died, and so my grandma never drove again because that little girl passed away. So her parents show up with the cops, bro. So her parents show up, and I remember they were driving like some kind of little SUV. I don't even know what it was. Maybe it was like a Ford Explorer or something. But her parents show up, and there are 2 police cars escorting them with the lights on, y'all. With the lights on. Before they put us in the car, well, they took her in their car, of course. But before they put me in the car, they separated us. They asked us who brought us to the strip, what we were doing, if we were safe, were we on any drugs. They asked us all these questions, and they did like a search of the entire area that they found us. I don't remember exactly where we were at when they finally got to us, but they did a freaking search of the entire area. They did a search of the entire area to make sure there was nobody. I don't know if they were maybe looking for like other kids to see if this was like a human trafficking. We didn't know nothing about that. We were still like, we were in middle school. So yeah, so we get back to my grandma's house, and by the time we get to my grandma, I don't know nothing about her side of the story. By the time we get to my grandma's house, mind you, I'm in a police car in the back, okay? By the time we get to they were really nice to me, but by the time we get to my grandma's house, I didn't even want to get out the car. They opened the car door, and my grandma and my 2 aunts are there by now, and my aunts both had to leave work. They, of course, gave me hugs. I went inside. Everybody hugged me, and they were so happy to see me, and just, to God be the glory. But I'm looking at my grandma looking at me, and I think I might have had a concussion by the way she went upside my head, y'all, because I don't even really remember. Like, I just know she hit the right side of my head, but I don't know what happened. I just know I was on the floor and my aunt like had to pull my grandma off of me and was screaming, and my grandma was like, and just going off, like yelling at me, cussing. My grandma really didn't cuss, like she was mad. But yeah, I mean, there was a whole police report. It was probably like, I mean, I don't even know. I wonder if it was on the news. Probably not. I don't know. But it was like big. There was police everywhere. That's another thing. When I got back to my grandma's house, there were police all over the area. Like it was huge. These two teenage girls were missing. Y'all, we was not missing. We were around. We were chilling on the strip. Maybe they shouldn't have been acting like the strip was forbidden, because we didn't even want to do nothing crazy. Like we just wanted to go and walk around and see the people. We wanted to go and circus and get a henna tattoo. Okay. We wanted to go to the NASCAR casino and ride the ride. I think the only thing we didn't do because we didn't have enough money was go to Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild back in the day, now it's like far from the strip. Back in the day, it was right off the strip. We probably didn't have enough money, but I'm just saying, I don't know. But yeah, that's how I kidnapped my friend and almost went to jail at like 13. Okay, good night.